Hello everyone, today we'll be working on section 8.2, rotating cubes. So we'll use a die as an example. Before we're doing the rotation, let's take a look at what dies look like. So this is a dice here. You guys will notice that the opposite sides of a dice will add up to 7. For example, the front side is 1 right now, and you guys can actually see through this that the back is 6. Or if I rotate this, the back is 6. 1 plus 6 is 7. Right? So if you look at this dice here, the front is 4 and the back is 3. So 4 plus 3 is 7, and same for 2 and 5. Okay? So the two opposite sides of a dice will add up to 7. So if you see one side, you'll know what the opposite side is. Let's go back. Okay. Now we have two types of rotations. One is horizontal rotation and the other one is vertical rotation. And let's start with horizontal rotations. Okay. Horizontal rotation is rotation on the vertical axis. So, which is this one. This axis that goes through the top and bottom. Okay. And you can have two directions of rotation. If you're going clockwise, it will be this. This is clockwise. And you can also have counterclockwise. Which is going the other way around. Okay. So imagine a clock. Your clock will go this way. This is clockwise. And backwards will be counterclockwise. Okay. So looking at this dice here, this is the starting position, the initial position. If you're rotating clockwise by 90 degrees, that means you're going this way, this direction. So 2 is the initial front, the front side. But if you rotate it 90 degrees, 2 will go to the left side and 3 will become our new front side, which is this diagram here. And rotating 90 degrees clockwise is the same as rotating 270 degrees counterclockwise. If you think about it, this is 2. If we rotate counterclockwise by 270 degrees, that's 3 faces. So 2 then will become the right, the back, and the left side. When 2 is the left side, the front will be 3, right? It's the same as rotating it 90 degrees clockwise, so the 2 becomes the left. Okay, and then rotating 180 degrees. 180 degrees for a dice is the same if it's counterclockwise or clockwise. So rotating 180 degrees, the front will become the back. Doesn't matter which way you go, 2 will become the back. So the opposite side of 2 will be 5 because 2 plus 5 is 7. Okay. So then, well, same for this one. Rotating 90 degrees counterclockwise. So going counterclockwise, going that way. So 90 degrees counterclockwise will give 2. 2 will become the right side, and 3, the original 3 will become the back. So 3 is back. And we know that the opposite, because 3 is back, so the opposite will be the front. And we know 3 plus 4 is 7, so 4 will be the front. Okay. So that's our horizontal rotation. It's a bit easier than vertical rotation. And one thing you need to keep in mind is that the horizontal rotation is always the rotation on the vertical axis. So you're rotating around the vertical axis. Okay. So next one is the vertical rotation. The vertical rotation, though, is rotating on the horizontal axis that is going through the front and the back. So front and back, this axis. It's not the axis that's going from the left to the right, not this one. Okay, always the front and back axis. So vertical rotation, well, your dice will go this way or this way, depending on whether it's clockwise or counterclockwise. So again, clockwise will be going this way. Counterclockwise will be going that way. So if you're having 90 degrees clockwise, then 1 will be the new right side. So the 3 will be the bottom. And so the top will be the opposite of 3, which is 4. You guys, if you have a dice at home, you can play around with the dice and to get a better idea. If you don't have a dice at home, I will share the link with you. You can play around with this dice to help you with the homework questions and problems, or to get a better understanding of 3D objects. Okay, I'll share the link here. Next, let's do a few examples. Example 1. Find the number on the front when the dice is horizontally rotated 90 degrees counterclockwise. So it says it's horizontally rotated. So horizontal rotation. Horizontal rotation is always around the or on the vertical axis. So this axis, let me just erase bottom. Oops. Okay. Okay, anyways, like that. So this axis. So now it's rotating counterclockwise, which is this way. Okay. So if we're rotating this way, then 1 will become the front side, 1 will become the new right side, and the right side, 4, will become the back side. So let's write that down. So 4 will be on the back. If 4 is on the back, then what's the front? Well, front will be the opposite side of 4. Opposite side of 4 is which number? Well, which number plus 4 is 7? 3. So 3 will be the front. 3 will be the front number. Okay. Now, next example. Find the number on the top when the dice is vertically rotated 90 degrees clockwise. So vertically rotated is saying that it's rotating around the horizontal axis that's going through the front to the back. So it will be, oops, it will be this axis. Okay, let me just erase that. And it says it's rotating clockwise by 90 degrees. So going this way by 90 degrees. So if we're going this way by 90 degrees, then 2, the top 2 will become the right, and the 4 will become the bottom. So if the 4 is the bottom, so 4 will be on the bottom side. And if 4 is the bottom, we're looking for the top. What would the top be? Well, top will be the opposite of 4, which is 3. Okay, 4 is the bottom, and top will be the opposite of 4, which is 3. Okay, so that's that. And next, let's look at the rotations on isometric drawings. Well, um, the axis of rotation is always the same. If you have horizontal rotation, it's always around this vertical axis. And if you have vertical rotation, it's always around the horizontal axis. And it's the horizontal axis through the front to the back. Okay, so let's do an example together. Example number 3. Draw 2 different views of each isometric drawing, well, of this isometric drawing, one with a horizontal rotation and the other with a vertical rotation. So, first one with horizontal rotation, you'll be rotating around this vertical axis. So if you rotate it, let's say if you rotate it 90 degrees clockwise, then this is the right side. This right side will be the front side. Okay, and this front will be the left. So let's draw that. Let's draw the front since we know what the front looks like already. Well, it's the front, we have 3 cubes in a row and then 1 in front of the middle cube. So let's draw the 3 cubes first. You guys don't have to do 90 degrees clockwise. You can do 90 degrees counterclockwise or 180 degrees or 270 degrees. Doesn't really matter. It just asks you to draw one rotation. So that's my front. That's these 3 after a 90-degree rotation. And then there's one more in front of this middle cube here. So I'm going to draw that. So it's 1, and then we'll have the depth, we'll have the width, the height, and then you're going to connect them. Well, it's a bit confusing here, but we know that this is cube. Now, this side and this side you will have to erase them because now they are covered by the front cube. So I'm going to erase those 2. So this is my front now. And then we just said that this will become the back, or not the back, the left, because it's front. If you rotate it 90 degrees, it will be to the left. So this is the left. And so this 3 cubes will be beside this one, which is this one here. So let's draw these 3 cubes beside this one. And so it's 3 cubes, but since it's beside this cube here, with this cube, half of it is already covered by these front cubes. So you can't really see half of the cube that's hiding behind. So with 1, 2, and 3, not 3, because 1 is down there. Let's draw the 2 sides of your cube. Okay, so this depth here is for the cube that's hiding behind there. You can only see I don't know, a third of it. And then you can see the 2 cubes above. like that. Well, I don't have enough space, so I'm just gonna assume that there's a dot there and connect these. So this is what it will look like after you rotate it 90 degrees. This will be the front, like this, and this will be the left, like this. Okay, and that's the horizontal rotation. Now, vertical rotation, again, you're rotating about this axis that goes through the front to the back. Okay, so this time, let's do a counterclockwise rotation for 90 degrees. Well, rotating through this axis, the horizontal axis, by 90 degrees counterclockwise, you guys will see that this front side will be rotated 90 degrees. Let's look at the front only right now, for now. So the front here, these four cubes will be rotated 90 degrees, meaning that these three cubes will be placed horizontally instead of vertically because it's rotated 90 degrees. So let's draw the three cubes horizontally first. And then these three will be horizontal, and this one, beside this one, there's one cube on top. So I'm gonna draw that as well. Okay. So now it's the depth. Okay. So this is my front after I've rotated this 90 degrees counterclockwise. And you see that attached to this cube, there are two behind it. So these two, when you rotate it, it will be attached to this one as well. So you have three in a row. So this one is this one right here, and you have three in a row. So let's draw the rest. So we've got two more. Okay. And then, well, in just above the middle one, you have this one more cube. Okay. So this cube is attached to this one, and it's after you rotate it, it will be above this cube. So let's draw that. So here, one cube above. Okay, so you can see that this cube I draw here is above them. So these two lines, now you can't really see them anymore because they got covered by the top cube. Okay, so that will be my cube after a 90-degree rotation counterclockwise, vertically. Okay, so if you're not sure, if you're not sure how to draw these rotations, again, you can use the tool that I talked about last time, this one. So, this is my original shape or original object. Well, this cube means you can build it, and if you press this one, this button here, it means you can rotate it. So let's do the rotation here. If you rotate it, now you can see that the x-axis, you can see on the center of the page, bottom center of the page, that there are three axes, the z, x, and y axis. The x-axis is the horizontal axis that we're having rotation on. Okay, that's the vertical rotation on x-axis. And the z-axis is the vertical axis, which is for the horizontal rotation. So if you drag this thing, you can see that this is original and this is 90 degrees clockwise, 90 degrees clockwise, 90 degrees clockwise, and 90 degrees clockwise, going back to the original. So 90, 180, 270, and back. If you go the other side, counterclockwise 90, counterclockwise 180, counterclockwise 270, and counterclockwise 360, and you go back to the original. And then we also have the Z rotation. So that would be clockwise 90, clockwise 270, clockwise 180, and then 270, and then back clockwise 360. And then we can also have counterclockwise like that. Okay, so we don't really use the y-axis rotation here. We don't really move this one. And you know what? This is the original object, and you can see the 2D view, the matte view, and the three views. If you rotate it, let's say if you rotate it like this, and you inspect the matte view, or the three views will be different. Let's say if I do that, if you inspect it, you'll see the views are all different. If you're having trouble drawing it yourself, you can use these, and it will help you a lot when you're trying to draw them. Now, one thing that I want to mention is that question 4 of your homework, the answer key for the answer key for the vertical rotation is not correct. So don't try to copy from the from your workbook from the answer key, because the answer key for the vertical rotation is not correct. Try to do them yourself, and yeah, just don't check the answer for question 4 from the answer key. Okay, you can check the others, but question 4 is not correct. All right, so that's it for today's lesson. Please try these questions and let me know if you have any problems.